Men over 60. Here's a twist. For simple anti-inflammatory foods you already know may calm your prostate and open better penis blood flow, helping erections feel steadier without fancy supplements or strict diets. I'm Dr. Harris, urologist, 30 plus years, thousands of patients. I've listened to men your age talk about bathroom trips, urgency, aching after ejaculation, and the worry when erections hesitate. This is educational, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor for personal guidance. If you want grounded, doable steps that respect your dignity, subscribe, tap the bell, and type 1 if helpful, 0 if not. It tells me what helps you most. Hold that thought because in a moment I'll show you the pantry item that quietly turns tomatoes into a stronger ally for your prostate. And first, let's get clear on why this matters after 60. About half of men in their 60s report some erectile difficulty, and a majority have some prostate enlargement. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means your vessels and tissues are sending signals we can work with. Inflammation is one of those signals. When it's high, the inner lining of your arteries to endothelium gets irritable and tight, lowering nitric oxide, the little gas that tells vessels to relax. Think of blood flow like a river. When the riverbed is smooth, water glides. When silt builds up and the banks get stiff, the water crawls. Food can help clear some of that silt and soothe the banks. Before we go there, notice how this isn't about perfection. You don't have to overhaul your entire plate. Gentle, daily swaps, repeated, often beat once a month hero meals, will build this into what you already eat. Here's where it gets surprising. The first food is something you've walked past 1,000 times. Tomatoes, but not raw wedges on a cold salad. When tomatoes are cooked down, the lycopene becomes easier to absorb. Lycopene is a carotenoid linked with lower inflammatory stress in the prostate and better endothelial function. Here's the pantry secret I promised. Extra virgin olive oil. Lycopene is fat-soluble, so pairing cooked tomatoes with a drizzle of olive oil helps your body use it. Martin, 71, used to skip lunch or grab a pastry. We started him on an easy swap. A spoon of tomato paste whisked into simmering lentil soup, finished with a swirl of olive oil and black pepper. After a month, he told me, "Doc, I'm up less at night. The stream feels freer, and foreplay isn't a race I can let arousal build." Some men notice that kind of change in weeks. For others, it's slower. Keep the heat gentle so the oil stays fragrant and the polyphenols intact. Now that you see why this matters at your age, let's talk about the second food. Oily fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Omega-3 fats in these fish are linked with lower inflammatory markers and smoother endothelial function. Think of them as oiling the hinges on a door that's gotten squeaky over time. You don't need a restaurant plate. Owen, 64, keeps canned sardines in the cupboard. He mashes them with mustard, lemon, and a touch of olive oil, piles it on whole grain toast with a slice of tomato, and calls it lunch. He laughed in clinic. "My knees ache less, and my morning erections feel more dependable." If you prefer fresh fish, bake it with herbs and lemon rather than deep frying. Smaller fish like sardines and mackerel tend to be lower in mercury, a plus for regular use. The third food is sweet, without added sugar, berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. The deep reds and blues come from anthocyanins, plant compounds that may help calm inflammation and improve blood vessel flexibility. That flexibility helps the penis fill more quickly when you're aroused and supports steady blood flow to the prostate. Frozen berries are fine. They're often flash frozen at peak ripeness. Cal, 68, swapped his morning muffin for a bowl of plain yogurt topped with a handful of thawed blueberries, a shake of cinnamon, and crushed walnuts. Within a few weeks, he said, "I'm not crashing mid-morning, and sex feels less tense. I can focus on touch." You can do the same with porridge or oatmeal. If you don't do dairy, try unsweetened kefir or a soy yogurt. The fourth food is a Ruby classic with a long history in men's health. Pomegranate. Its polyphenols are linked with reduced oxidative stress and improved arterial function. Some men with erectile issues notice better stamina and firmness when they bring pomegranate into regular rotation. Eddie, 63, didn't want to drink juice. We found another route. He whisked a spoon of pomegranate molasses into olive oil and lemon for a tangy salad dressing, then scattered fresh seeds over rocket. On weekends, he dilutes a small glass of pomegranate juice with sparkling water and a squeeze of lime. The key is to keep it taut and skip added sugars, especially if you have diabetes. If you take multiple heart or blood pressure medications, mention pomegranate to your clinician to be safe. Hold that thought because there's a mistake that quietly cancels most of the benefit from these foods. And I'll name it shortly. Before that, I want to give you two allies that multiply the effect without complicating your day. The first ally is the oil we already hinted at. Extra virgin olive oil brings anti-inflammatory polyphenols and supports lipid balance. The peppery tickle at the back of your throat is a sign of those compounds. Use it as a finishing oil on vegetables, fish, and soups rather than blasting it on high heat. A simple habit is to dress cooked greens or a side salad with olive oil, lemon, and a pinch of salt. Men who adopt this Mediterranean-style fat pattern often show better endothelial markers over time and feel steadier energy for arousal, whether that's intercourse, oral sex, or masturbation. Remember, consent and comfort lead everything. If you're with a partner, talk about pace. Use lubrication if there's dryness. And pay attention to her clitoris and vulva as you both warm up. Good blood flow helps you, and attention helps the bond. The second ally is leafy greens or beets. Rocket, spinach, and beetroot carry natural nitrates that your body can turn into nitric oxide. That nitric oxide tells smooth muscle in penile and pelvic vessels to relax like a green light at a traffic junction opening extra lanes. If raw salads don't sit well, salt greens gently with garlic and olive oil. Or roast cubed beets until tender and toss them with citrus. If you have a history of kidney stones, especially oxalate stones, go easy on beets and hydrate well. Discuss portions with your doctor. Many men enjoy a small rocket salad at lunch and notice a lighter legs feeling on their afternoon walk, a sign that circulation is smoothing out. Now, that mistake I promised to name. It's highly charred meats and ultra-processed sweets stealing the spotlight. Burnt fat and meat create compounds that fan inflammation, and sugary packaged snacks spike and crash your vessels. If you love a burger, cook it gently and avoid blackened crusts. Marinating meats in lemon, herbs, and spices before grilling can lower those compounds. Skip deep frying your fish. Bake or pan-sear instead, and trade the evening biscuit pack for a bowl of berries with a dollop of yogurt. Alcohol is similar. One small drink may feel relaxing, but more often shrinks erections later and disrupts sleep, which raises inflammatory signals by morning. Before we go there, notice how these food choices ripple into your daily comfort. Men tell me they pee with less strain, feel less keenness after ejaculation, and carry more calm into the bedroom. Those are signs of lower pelvic irritation and improved blood flow. Pair the foods with smart habits to compound the gains. A steady walk, most days 20 to 30 minutes, at a conversational pace helps your endothelium learn the rhythm of opening. Some men notice easier urination within days and more reliable erections after a few weeks. Front-load your hydration earlier in the day and taper in the evening, so the prostate gets gentle flushing without waking you all night. And if you're on a PDE5 inhibitor like sildenafil, these foods and walks may support the same nitric oxide pathway. Many men feel their medication works more consistently when their daily plate is friendly to their vessels. Never combine PDE5 drugs with nitrate heart medicines, and always check in with your GP or doctor about new routines. Let me pull this together with a simple day on the plate so you can feel how doable this is. Breakfast might be porridge or plain yogurt with a handful of mixed berries and a sprinkle of crushed walnuts. Midday could be that sardine toast with lemon and mustard, or a bowl of tomato lentil soup finished with olive oil. Supper can be baked salmon or mackerel with roasted tomatoes and a side of sautéed spinach or rocket salad. Sip water through the day. And if you enjoy it, add a small pomegranate spritz in the afternoon juice diluted with sparkling water. That's not a diet. That's a pattern. It's calm on your vessels and kind to your prostate. You might be wondering how quickly this translates to intimacy. For most men, the first changes are subtle. Warmer hands, an easier stream, less night waking. Then arousal feels less fragile. During foreplay, focus on connection, not a stopwatch. If you're with a female partner, spend generous time with her clitoris and vulva. If you're solo, take pressure off performance and notice sensation as it grows. Reduced inflammation can make erections more responsive and may ease post-ejaculatory aching when the prostate is irritated. Presence over performance brings confidence back into the room. Another patient, Ray, 67, came in discouraged. We didn't overhaul everything. He added cooked tomatoes to dinner a few nights a week, switched from butter to olive oil on vegetables, kept frozen berries by the blender, and walked with his neighbor after breakfast. 7 weeks later, he smiled. I'm sleeping longer stretches. I don't rush to the toilet at dawn, and my erections show up when I'm touched, not just when I hope. That's the kind of quiet win that adds up. Here's where it gets encouraging. You don't need to hit every food every day. Think of them as 4 friendly tools, with olive oil and greens as amplifiers. Rotate them, Keep the pantry stocked so you don't rely on willpower. A tube of tomato paste in the fridge door, a bag of frozen berries, a couple tins of sardines, a small bottle of good olive oil. That's a urology toolkit hiding in plain sight. Recap with me. After 60, inflammation and stiff vessels make it harder for the penis to fill and the prostate to stay calm. Foods that soothe the endothelium and supply plant compounds: cooked tomatoes with olive oil, oily fish, berries, and pomegranate may help. Olive oil itself and leafy greens or beets amplify nitric oxide and quiet irritation. Pair these with a daily walk and smarter hydration, and some men notice fewer bathroom trips and steadier erections within weeks. Keep consent at the center when intimacy returns. Patience, lubrication, and kindness go further than any single food. If this was useful, subscribe, tap the bell, and type 1 if helpful, 0 if not. I read every comment. Gentlemen, you've earned the right to feel at home in your body. A calmer plate, a steady walk, and respectful touch can restore not just function, but freedom. I'm with you each step you take.